Hello friend. So today we will do some testing about app masking, and when I'm talking about app masking, this is FSLogix app masking. This is a Microsoft product. I know many of the people use FSLogix. You might have seen my previous video about FSLogix profile solution, but app masking is a very good feature from uh, Microsoft. We can create a lot of application rules. And when you will think, okay, why do we need to create application rules? And there are a few cases I can talk about it. And I would say, suppose we have one server or we have one machine where we are running Windows OS and we have n number of applications installed. And if I say n number of applications installed, I can take an example. I have a machine where I have installed Chrome and Edge and Mozilla. And there are many users who are connecting on this machine, but due to security reason I want to restrict some users to only use Mozilla and some users to only use Chrome, and they should be only able to see those application which I will create rule in app masking. And it helps uh, in yeah, it hides application, it hides application folders, it hides all the application based settings in OS, operating system. This is the one case. Another case is more relevant to Citrix. If I will talk about, suppose we have one image and we installed, uh, as I said, n number of applications there, and we can restrict in the same way there. But the main concept is we create in many of the Citrix environment, we create multiple images because we don't want to give access to users on all the applications due to security reason or the business uh, restrictions. There could be other concerns as well. So what we do actually, in normal we create multiple images, and that creates a little bit of workload for the Citrix engineers and operation team to do a patching and other activities, to keep it updated and keep it running for operations. With app masking, what we can do, we can avoid creating multiple images. Actually, we create one image, we install all the application on that image, and we set in rules on that image for users based on AD groups. That's how we do in Citrix. We publish application, we assign application to AD group, and we add users to that AD group. But if we are publishing a desktop, we are and we want to be very restrict that, okay, I know that there are many ways you can hide icons in start menu. uh, you can change the permissions on the folders, and assign, but that's a little complex, and it's very hard to maintain in long-term operations. So why not use app masking when Microsoft has created this product long way back? And I think, as I know that very rare companies or very rare engineers use this functionality. But why don't we use it? Actually, we just create rules, deploy FSLogix agent on the machine. And when I say when we deploy FSLogix agent on the machine, it doesn't matter. We don't want, if you don't want to use FSLogix profile, you don't use it. Simple. But you can absolutely use app masking rules actually. So Microsoft doesn't restrict, and Microsoft, for Microsoft application licenses compliance, follow these app masking rule, are compliant with that actually. So if you say, one example, you have one machine where you are running Office, and you don't want to, and you have, there are multiple users logging on that machine, but you want to restrict Office licenses for that user. You can create an app masking rules and restrict access to the users for Office applications. Then Microsoft is compliant with that rules. So users, because it hides application, it hides everything for the user on the kernel level. So user can't use Office at all, even though they log in, otherwise what Microsoft says, okay, if the user will log into the server, he will use Office licenses. That is the one case. There could be many cases for this. So let's jump back to the practical, how we do this. It's not tough, it's very easy. So I have one machine which I called it is Citrix VDA, because I'm running this Citrix machine, VDA machine in my lab. So what, to create the rule, I have to open the rule editor. So you can see on my desktop, I have 3 applications installed, which is one is called Edge, Google Chrome, and Firefox. So I will go and find my rule editor. So here is the rule editor, and I have to create a rule for Google Chrome. So I will name it as a new, and I will give name Google Chrome. And now it will ask me, yeah, what is the rule set you want? Do you want to create a blank rule set? You want to create a rule set for particular path application, or you want to create rule for any installed application. So I will take an application called Google Chrome from here, and I will scan it. And this will identify all the path for this application, registry keys, the installation path, and will import show us in this console. So now we will see that if I will click on manage assignment, in manage assignment we will see now this rule is not applying to anyone. It says everyone no applies. So I will just test it. If you need to test it, what will happen? So if I apply this rule to system now, you will see the Chrome is gone because it is hiding Chrome. If I unclick it, it's back. So let's test one thing. When I apply this rule for the testing, this is how you test the rules. And if I go to the C program files, Google Chrome, and it is blank directory. Where is the application? But application is there. It's hiding everything. It's hiding everything on the kernel level. So user won't see actually application or RC settings or anything. It's just hidden. And if I uncheck it, the application came back. So this is how you hide application completely. I know there are other applications you can use, but you cannot implement these settings with that. There are many complex ways to change permissions and everything, but that's not an way you want to manage an operations, or you want to spend extra money for buying some third-party tool and doing this. FSLogix is free. Come with your OS licenses. So we go to the manage assignment, and I want to implement this rule to some AD group. Let's see. Let's try to import an AD group. I have a group created for Chrome. So now I have said this rule should apply on Chrome apps. Sorry, I want to say that this rule should not apply for the Chrome RAM. So any user who is the member of this Chrome application will see the Chrome, and any member, and I will say it apply. So anyone who is not the member of Chrome, or I can just add domain users. That would be a very domain users, and I will say, yeah, this rule applies to the domain users, and I can delete everyone, no problem. So domain users, sorry, I removed the wrong one. Domain users rule applies, yes. And when I say Chrome, I said don't apply these rules to Chromes. So you will see we have just created a short rule, and I have applied. Now you will see this why administrator is looking, is getting this application because I put domain users, and administrators should have access to this application, but to maintain this, we say we have domain users, but we say administrators. And you will see we will test it. Actually, I have two accounts. So administrators, okay, that's a Uber agent pop-up. It's in lab. It will go in a while. So now that's gone. Okay. So we say this rule should not apply for administrators, you know, should only apply to the domain users who are not administrators, you know. So apply, okay. And now this rule is not, we have created a rule, but we haven't copied this rule into our folders. So if I copy this rule, in order to implement it, the rule should be presented in apps rules folder. Paste. Once you paste it, rule is applying. You can test it right away. So if I will log in on this machine with test2 account, which is not the part of, let's check who is the part of what. Because administrator is the member, my administrator account is the member of administrators group, and I said this rule should not apply for administrators, but this rule should apply for test2 users who is not a part of Chrome and administrators group. So let's verify that the membership is correct, which I'm talking, I'm sure. But I think I created those AD groups accordingly. And meanwhile, I log out. Then I go to this and we can open our Active Directory. It's opening. It's taking time. Let's try it once more. So I have an account. I remember the password, which is test2. And let's see, test2. Yeah, test2 is not the member of Google Chrome. So when I log in with test2, this rule should apply. How do you check this? You see the Chrome is not on the desktop because test2 is not the administrator and test2 is not the member of Chrome group application, And this is something you can get multiple rules and assign, you can hide Google Chrome or any application based on that, So if I go to the C drive, and if I go to the C drive, I go to the program files, I go to the Google Chrome, and it's blank. But application is here actually, and I'm on the same server. So if I log in with test1 users, I will see these things. So this is how easily you can restrict completely, make an application goes for the user, putting your restrictions. So there's test1 and test2. Test1 is the member of is a member of Chrome apps. So test1 should have access. But let me reset the password for this. I think I don't remember it. now. So if I log in with test1 account on this, and we should be able to see the Chrome here. See, it's the same server. We have test1 has access to the Google Chrome. So this is how it is very easy, and you can create multiple rules and deploy it. But now you will be thinking how you can maintain these rules, So the very easy way I will tell you is that create a share. Whenever you make a rule, put the rules on that share, create a GPO after second step, and replicate that share content from via that GPO to the location of each server, C program files, FSLogix apps and rules. Replicate the files in there. You can complete. You can do any scripting. You can do schedule task. You can do a lot of things via the group policy. There are many ways to achieve that. That's up to you. How whichever is you feel comfortable for you and easy to manage. I hope you liked it, and keep testing. Start testing the facts, the product, and it will make your life easy. Thank you.